Okay, so this is part 2 about the syllabus review for Education 763. Those words always give me a hard time. I don't know why. But anyway, we finished off talking about a universal design for learning in math. This will be a post to the discussion board. Again, I will spend much more time with each assignment, as the semester goes on and as we get closer to the due dates of these assignments. Okay, but you will make a post, right? So you'll do your universal design for learning post, and then you will also do a response. So you will read one of your classmates, or in this case, you'll read one of your classmates' posts about using UDL to create adaptations for a student with learning disability in math, and post a response to your classmate. Do you agree? Can you think of any other adaptations for that category? Have you seen any of the suggested adaptations used in the classroom, etc.? Okay, so you will do that into the discussion board. The UDL post will be on the discussion board. I forgot to mention this a minute ago. The high leverage practices presentation, I did mention, will be a YouTube link into the discussion board of Blackboard. And then you will also do a HLP, high leverage practices response, into the discussion board. Sorry, I had to pause, so I'm sure I forgot what I just said last, but that's okay. But yeah, so the HLP response will also be in the discussion board. The direct instruction demonstration, you'll just post as a YouTube link into Blackboard, just as an assignment. Not everybody else needs to see that. And again, the UDL post and response will also be in the discussion board. Then you'll also look at either or I don't know what I'm trying to say. I make myself laugh. So I want you to look at websites that's what I was trying to say, and or apps about math and how websites or apps as they relate to the learning and understanding of mathematics, especially for students with learning disabilities in the area of math. So over the semester, you'll be expected to become familiar and examine currently existing mathematical websites and or apps. I don't know why it was so hard for me to come up with those words a few minutes ago. So you'll need to find and describe 5 different mathematically relevant websites and or apps to evaluate following a rubric that will be posted to determine their usability in a special education classroom. So this is not due until the very end of the semester. I think it's due April 26th, which is the last day of classes. So you have a bit of time, before you have to really start thinking about this one. But over the course of the semester, maybe in your practicum course, maybe the CT, or maybe some of the students know some really great websites or some apps. Maybe just kind of write those down, put them somewhere in the back of your mind, and start looking at those apps and or websites over the semester. Okay, you will also have 4 quizzes that you'll take over the semester. So the first quiz is quiz 1. This will cover chapter 1 through 4 and the National Mathematics Advisory Panel. Okay, that's why that's in here, and I'll show you what that means in just a second. You will take these, via Blackboard, 10 points per quiz. These have to be done, of course, individually. And then quiz 2 is chapters 5 through 10. Quiz 3 is chapters 11 through 14. And quiz 4 is chapters 15 through 18. So it's the same way that I have them, again, as the semester opens, and I showed you in part 1, I have chapters 1 through 4, chapters 5 through 10, that'll open over here. So there's a quiz that corresponds kind of with every little module of chapters. So just for example, chapters 1 through 4, National Mathematics Advisory Panel. This is what I was talking about. There's a recording about the National Mathematics Advisory Panel, and really just kind of some background info on direct instruction. And then, as I do for all the chapters, here is just the report only, no sound. So it's, I'm not talking in this one. This and this, the PowerPoint, the slides are exactly the same. This is just if you prefer to hear me talk about the slides and, and give a little more information. This is just if you prefer to look just at the slides. Okay, so same thing for the other chapters. This was chapters 1 and 2. I do try to go through and, if I have any dates or anything that we're not doing this semester, I do try to re-record, but also I get so nervous that I'm going to forget something, so sometimes I just say, just disregard this part. So for example, in this part, in this video, just disregard the part about 14 minutes and 10 seconds in that discusses a progress monitoring post, because that was from a previous semester. Okay. So here, part 1 and part 2, this is the PowerPoint, with sound, with me talking. And then, so that's what this little icon means, is that it's like a video. And then right here, let me see if I can move this. Right here are the chapter 1 and 2 PowerPoint slides. Again, no sound, just PowerPoint slides. Okay, so it's your choice what you want to watch for each chapter. You do not have to, do these two and then also the one without sound. So just choose. If you'd rather have sound, choose the ones that say, with sound. If you don't want the sound, just choose the PowerPoint slides. So chapter 3. Apparently I don't have slides for this. Oh, this one, that's right. This one, there aren't really any slides that go with it. So this one you kind of have to listen to me. Sorry. Okay. And then chapter 4, I forgot about that. I'm not going to lie. Chapter 4. So chapter 4, part 1, chapter 4, part 2. And again, you can tell it has sound with these little icons. And then chapter 4 is, just the PowerPoint only, no sound, just slides, and then a couple other direct instruction formats that I wanted to show you. All right, so your choice, you choose how you want to engage with the content for each chapter. All right, so some key due dates on January 25th. And for this class, everything, and I'm making sure that that's not a lie, I believe everything is due on a Monday for this class. So your affirmation page and your flip grid post is due Monday the 25th. February 1st is the IRIS module, where you will work through those. You'll answer the assessment questions. February 8th is quiz 1, again covering chapters 1 through 4 and the National Mathematics Advisory Panel. February 15th is the excuse me, the Task Transition Alliance of South Carolina. That's where your guided notes will be submitted. February 22nd, that big long title, Learner Accommodations and Modifications Flip Grid post. Okay, so that will be due on the 22nd. March 1st is quiz 2. March 15th is your high leverage practices presentation into the discussion board. March 22nd, high leverage practices response due also into the discussion board. March 29th is that direct instruction link where you will teach a format from the textbook. Exactly from the textbook. You'll just follow along with the script. Quiz 3 is due on April 5th, and that's chapters 11 through 14. April 12th, the UDL post is due. Excuse me, into the discussion board. And then April 19th, the UDL response is due also into the discussion board. And by April 26th, this is the last day of classes, so everything needs to be submitted by this day. So make sure you submit your mathematical websites and or apps. Assignment is due this day, and also quiz 4. Okay, so you will be finished with this class before reading day starts, before final exam starts. We don't have a final in this class. We just have the 4 quizzes and all these other activities. Okay, so, here's the grades, the percentage. Here's how much each assignment is worth. And I also tried to, let you know, reiterate what goes on the discussion board. Okay, so it's a total of 170 points for this course. And again, you can see the breakdown right here. Okay, so, I don't accept late assignments, so really be mindful of the deadlines. Again, you can certainly work ahead, especially as I start opening more and more items and more content, but you can't be behind. So just make sure that you are being mindful of those deadlines. Okay. Again, don't cheat, but you can work with other people, but, just if you do a group assignment or a group project or a small group or work with a partner, only one of you needs to submit it. Just make sure you have everybody's names on there, okay? So only one needs to submit. Students 1, 2, and 3 work together. Student 1 submits. Make sure students 2 and 3, make sure their names are on there, okay? Again, if I do not have the affirmation page back by January 25th, you will be dropped. So it's only a week, so it's a pretty quick turnaround. So be mindful of that. Okay, email, please read this about professionalism in emails. That is one of my pet peeves. So please be mindful of that. It always has been. I don't know why. It with undergrads, grad students, everybody. So please be mindful of that. Academic dishonesty, if you have disability, let me know. And here is the course schedule. I say tentative because, especially given the last, year, we don't know what's going to happen, right? These assignments, though, it really shouldn't matter, if your schools go virtual or if they stay virtual or if they do this or they do that. These assignments are really independent of any type of classroom placement. Okay, but hopefully you can use some of what you're learning in these assignments to maybe help you with your placement. If you are also taking 764, I know there are, I think, 4 of you who are not taking Education 764, but everybody else is or should be. So really think about these high leverage practices. Can you use those in your, if you are taking Education 764, or could you use some of those in your current situation if you're currently teaching, or if you're currently a paraprofessional or whatever, thinking about how you can use high leverage practices, how you can use universal design for learning, what websites and or apps can you use to maybe help with your students. Okay. So that's pretty much it for the syllabus. Again, this affirmation page is on Blackboard as an assignment. So let me go back and show you that. So remember under the, and this is the only assignment that is under the content tab. Okay. Every other assignment will be under the assignments tab right here, or when it opens, there will be a discussions tab right over here, and your discussion board posts will go there. Okay. But the affirmation page, I wanted to make it just very clear for you and just keep it on this content page. So again, there's a video about submitting your affirmation page. Excuse me, if you've never done that before. If you have done that, as soon as the class opens, go ahead and open the affirmation page. And every time, y'all, every time. There you go. So make sure you put your name, the semester, spring 2021, not fall 2021, as I apparently thought. Education, this is Education 763. So you're going to initial. Student, the formatting did get a little screwed up right there. Hold on. Okay, student signature or initials. If you have your signature, I know some people have their signatures, saved on your computer. There is also a way to do that. You can just Google it. That's what I did. How to save a signature, so that you can add it in a Word document. Just insert your signature here, or just put your initials. But do know that your initials will count, in case there's ever a discrepancy and I have to go back and I say, no, you signed it. If you just put your initials, it will count as your signature. Date it, and then you're just going to print your name here. Again, you'll save that as a Word document and upload it into Blackboard. If you want to print this out and initial it by hand and sign it by hand and date it and then print your name, that is absolutely fine. And then just scan it back. That is absolutely fine. I just try to make it as easy as possible for all of you. Okay, so again, make sure you put, the semester, the course numbers at the top for each form. And again, if you are taking Education 764, you will need to complete a separate form for that. Don't think, oh yeah, I submitted the one for 763. She knows I'm taking 764. Not true. You have, and then this is for accreditation purposes again. So just make sure to submit that form as well. Okay, so here is where the review, syllabus review part 1 and part 2 will show up. We do have to do our videos a new way this year. So fingers crossed, there's not an issue. Apparently we're all at our, we've used our storage space in Blackboard. So now we have to go right into YouTube. When I just went to check on this a minute ago, it said it was processing the video. So let's see if it still says that. Oh, there we go. So it should be available, and I will put part 2 right underneath the syllabus. The part 2. Okay. I mean, I'll put it right under part 1. All right. Well, I am excited. I'm looking forward to working with you all this semester, and let's have a great semester. I'll be back in touch soon.